Okay, great. Well, hey folks, it's Vic Noble here, and today I have a very special guest with me. Her name's Edna. She hails from South Africa. So, hey Edna, how you doing there?
Hi, Vic. How are you doing on that side?
Really, really good over on this side of the ocean. Thanks for being with us here today. I just, I'm always still amazed at the internet where we can hook up with people all over the world in an instant. It's just amazing and how clear you're coming across here. Um,
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's really something else. Now, Edna trades the London Close trade strategy, and she has very graciously agreed to talk with us today. Just because, we get lots of feedback from Edna, and I thought it'd be good for people to hear, firsthand from a person who got the course, studied it, and is now using it effectively, and what it took for her to get going with this strategy, so that you can get a bit of an idea what you might expect. Because I've always told people, that the success in the trading business, contrary to what some might tell you, isn't an instant overnight thing. It does take time. There's a process involved in the strategy, just like any strategy, but we can fast track that process big time. Shirley Hudson has mastered this trading strategy, and of course, that's what the course is all about. But by hearing from a person like Edna, my hope is that you can get a better idea from a user's point of view, what it takes to make it work. So, Edna, let me ask you this. First of all, how long have you been trading Forex markets or any other markets for that matter?
Vic, it was really 2004 that I started, and I started with Forex at the time. Um, I remember it was, I think it was FXCM's course that I
Oh,
took,
yeah.
and after great promising profits, incredible profits to be made, I thought, okay, this is it. And I think I had like two good trades, and then it just went downhill from there. It was
Yeah,
terrible.
yeah. Well, the whole market, I remember the whole industry at that time, everybody was promising all this stuff about Forex. It was ridiculous, and they really had to tone it all down, which is good. I mean, it was very,
Mm,
very misleading.
it
So,
was
yeah,
really bad.
yeah,
Mm.
it sure was. Actually, a lot of people were found out the hard way about that. But now, when did you get the London Close trade strategy course?
That was really in November of last year. I think November 2010 that you brought it out.
Right.
And yeah, I think the initial course that right at that time that I took it. And I remember you sending emails out. And at the time, I had basically given up hope. I was not trading at all
Hmm.
anymore for about a year. And I got your email, and I thought, okay, this
Hmm.
looks interesting. And I deleted it. And I
Yep.
got another one, and I deleted it.
Aha.
And I think it was the third email that you sent. And what really caught my eye was Shirley's success rate of over 90%. I can't
Hmm.
remember exactly how much it was, but it was over 90%. And I thought, my goodness,
Hmm.
if anybody can trade with that success rate,
Hmm.
this has to be a good system.
Well,
And that's why I did the course.
Yeah, well, of course, she does have an incredible track record, and you don't even need to get that kind of results. In fact, most people will not get those kind of results when you're starting. That's just the way trading is. But was it? Well, like, why did you get it? Was it a time zone thing or a time specific aspect of it that was appealing, or what
Mhm.
was it besides the incredible results that Shirley's achieved?
Yeah, that was the other thing that was really good for me, because the time that the London close period starts is really towards the end of my working day, so it doesn't interfere with my working day. I can, set up quite nicely and not be under pressure from work, because that, I think, is the worst thing that you can do,
Yeah.
is to try and trade while you're working.
Yes.
Um, I tried that. It just doesn't work. It just
No.
caused me so much stress.
Well.
So the time specific aspect of it is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
And that was also what I liked about it.
Yeah, well, you're very, excuse me, you're very right. You have to have focus when you're trading. You can't be trading this while you're
Mm,
doing other things. No question about that. And the kind of neat thing about the strategies in the course is that, yes, it's time specific for the London close, but the setups are actually applicable to, other time frames of the day as well.
mhm.
But there's unique things that happen at London close, of course, that make the strategy so good. Now, I know what everybody wants to know. How has your overall success been with it? I mean, obviously, I know you haven't been trading the strategy for that long, but and you're still becoming more and more familiar with it. We understand that, but can you just give us a bit of an idea of sort of how it's been for you?
Mhm. You know, I got the course in November, and I didn't trade it right away. So I really just started in May of this year. And from May to about mid-August, my profit was 58%, which I thought, okay,
Wow.
well, this is great starting out.
Huh.
And then I changed to another broker, and then from mid-August to now, the profit percentage is 78%,
Wow.
which I've never
So,
been able to do this. It's really fantastic.
oh, that's just great. Go ahead, sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, so I think that the reason that I could split them up like this was really because I changed from one broker to the next broker. I'm MetaTrader, so I could actually pull up the data from those time periods.
Yeah.
So that
Okay.
shows you quite a big improvement
Yeah, it sure is.
from
I tell you
yeah.
something. I think that the fact that you haven't traded very long, like it's not, it's just started in May, but are getting positive results like that is just awesome. I think it just underscores the point that if people will truly study it and stick with the parameters, it won't take too long to get positive results. Yes, there's a learning curve, as with any
Mhm.
strategy. People should know that. But the fact that you're overall pit positive in a relatively short period of time is just great. I'm very happy to hear that. So
Yeah.
if somebody was struggling with trying to be successful with these trades, what do you think would be the one good piece of advice that you think would help them?
Do you know what I would do is to really trade a very, very small amount. Go with one micro lot,
Just to
even
gain
if you've got
confidence, you mean?
just to
Yeah.
gain confidence.
Hmm.
And what I did is I started with one micro lot,
Yeah.
and I was smiling at myself because it's such a small amount, but that's fine. When I was positive that first month, then I increased it to two micro lots
Yeah.
the next month,
Yeah.
and then with time just increased
Yes.
the trade lot size.
Lot size. Yeah.
Yeah, I found that that was very helpful. And I would also just trade one pair. I know Shirley trades a lot of pairs, and she can be quite busy. Like yesterday, she was very busy.
Yeah.
Um, but Shirley's had a lot of experience with this, and I think starting out, the best thing is to just start with one. Um, what I do is I have a whole uh, page where all the daily charts are up of all the different pairs.
Yeah.
And so, for example, there are two or three currencies that actually qualify. Then I look at those daily charts and I see which have actually the best support and resistance in
Good
my
for you.
mind.
Excellent.
And and then I pick one of those three. I don't trade all three of them. I only pick one.
That's really
And
good
and
advice. Yeah.
that's what I would do.
Yeah.
That's how I managed to build my confidence,
Yeah.
and I'm still only trading one pair.
Good for
I
you.
think it was
Yeah.
the other day was the first time that I traded two pairs, and it was okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's just absolutely excellent advice, Edna. And you've hit on a really really good point here. It's not about the money when you're learning things like this. It's about learning how to do it right. That builds the confidence, and that allows you to increase the size. Forget the
Mhm.
money. It's the worst thing to focus on. One micro lot, it may be laughable, but it's real, and it's
Exactly.
it really it makes an amazing difference in your confidence when you start to see positive results happening with just even a micro lot.
Yeah.
Um,
And to
yeah,
me, it's actually better than to do a demo because it's still real money.
absolutely.
There's a different psychology with a demo account and when you actually trade real money.
Yeah,
And this is what I found. That's why I just went right down to one micro lot.
good for you. That's just excellent advice. Now I see you also get the daily update service. If you don't know what that is, by the way, you guys, it's just a wrap up that Shirley prepares every day after every trading session, where she goes into detail about the trades that she's taken, why she did it, what she was thinking, and all that kind of stuff. What's in that service that you find to be the most beneficial? What helps you with that?
You know, with the updates, it's fantastic because it's almost like you can see Shirley's way of thinking, and just by actually reading her comments, you can actually learn so much from what she's doing,
Mhm.
because what she's writing there is clear and it's concise, and if it just sticks in your head, then maybe the next time a trade like that comes up, you may think of that.
Good,
Um,
good.
she's very good with that. I
Yeah.
think that those updates are invaluable. I think that they are fantastic.
Oh, good.
Also, the ADR calculations are very useful. You know, it's almost like somebody's done your homework for you, you know.
Yeah, well, we put those out because people have different trading platforms. They might get different results, but you don't have to have the exact same ADRs as us. Sometimes you'll be out by a few pips. It won't matter. You use
Yes.
MT4, that works, and all that kind of thing. One of the things that we teach in the course is the concept of mitigation, where if a trade goes against us, we can identify a very likely level where price is going to go to next, which will offer up a high odds trade. And usually it enables us to not only cancel out the loss, but often turns the entire trade to the positive. Do you use mitigation in your trading?
Not yet, Vic. I'm still going to learn about that. You know,
Yeah.
I thought I must get the basics down pat first, and then I'll work on mitigation. And
What
I
a
think
smart
I'm at
approach.
that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely
I,
at that point where I'm looking at that. I think that one just has to take the step by step, and remember that, you know, tomorrow is another day. There will be opportunities
yeah.
coming
Yeah.
up.
Do
Yeah.
you know, that's really, really interesting that you say that, because when Shirley first started doing this strategy, I can tell you this, she did not use mitigation. And it does make a difference. There's no question about it, but you do not have to use it when you start off with this strategy. And you're living proof of that. It's great. One of the things that really struck me in some of the emails that we've received from you is that I remember in some of them you talked about how you didn't feel any pressure when you took these trades, or very little anxiety, and that they came very easily to you, which I thought was
Yes.
an interesting comment, because, hey, you know what? It's trading and there's emotions involved. And I know that it won't be the same for everyone. Everybody reacts a bit differently, some people a lot differently. But
Yes.
could you just elaborate on that comment a bit? Because actually, I have to tell you that I was really impressed to hear that these trades weren't something that caused you a bunch of stress.
Yes, absolutely. After all that I've been through with all the trading that I've done, you know, previously. I mean, this is,
Through the
uh,
ringer.
yes, absolutely. You can definitely call it that. I think that it's really because I could see that these are low risk trades. They
Yeah,
really are. You know, at that time, it makes sense that things unwind, and you know that things change, and I've just seen by just watching at that time that yes, counter trend trading can work.
yeah,
um, I think it's also the fact that I started with a very small amount, you know, small lot sizes,
yeah,
um, and also because they are very short-term trades. That's also, of course, whether it's your personality or not. We're not all the same, but I'm a very bad position trader. I can't handle a trade staying on for longer than like 6 hours. To me,
yeah,
that's too long.
yeah,
So I quite like that in and out, and then it's finished and I can get on with my life. Um, so I think that all those aspects together have made it a very, almost like an easy way to trade
yeah.
for me
Good for you.
personally.
That's really cool.
Mm,
I'm yeah, like I say, I found that real interesting, because it's trading. There's always emotion involved, but when you find something that you go, hey, like you said, it's a very, very low risk way to trade. You've reduced it down to lot sizes that you don't care what happens.
yeah,
You care, but I mean, you don't get all stressed over it because you lost a dollar or a dollar 50 or something like that.
yeah.
Um,
And you know,
what? Go ahead.
sorry,
No,
Vic.
no,
The
please.
other the other thing is that there always is another opportunity.
Yeah,
You know, these trades come up. They may not come up every single day, but they come up sometimes even twice a day. You know, one after the other, and sometimes you have to wait a day or two, and then you have another chance.
yeah.
I think that's also key,
You're
to it
quite
not
right.
being a stressful situation.
Yeah, that's the patience part of trading, and that. And just,
Mhm.
I know that Shirley's gone for sometimes 3 or 4 days without a trade, which is really unusual, but it happens. And in those days, she sits on her hands for these LCTs. She does not trade these trades.
Yes.
Um, just to kind of wrap this thing up, I know there's a lot of people that listen to this wondering if this strategy we write for them. And of course, one never knows, right? But what kind of, if you had to give some sort of good, honest advice to people, to somebody, as far as, what they can expect or how easy it is to learn, that kind of thing, based on your experience with it, what would it be? What would you say about that?
It's easy to learn, Vic. It really is. It's very easy to learn. You just have to apply the rules to what you're doing, and just go through the course. Even if you have to do it twice, just go through it and look at those updates that Shirley puts out every day. If you actually follow the rules and follow the parameters, it will actually be positive for you.
Hmm.
So I think persistence is the name here, and patience.
Yeah.
Yes,
Good for you. Well, that's actually sort of goes for almost anything in life that you do, that's a worthwhile goal, isn't it? Patience and persistence.
correct.
I mean, yeah, good for you.
Exactly. And don't look for another system. Once you've found something, you just stay with it,
Isn't that the truth? I tell you, system jumping is one of the most deadliest things that people can do, and everybody gets caught up in it. But
Yes.
Edna, we just can't thank you enough for the email updates that you sent us. We really appreciate hearing from you, and just helping out whenever we can. And I know that I speak on behalf of Shirley when I say how really thrilled we are to hear of your success with this strategy, because hearing from people like you is really inspiring to us. It just keeps us really motivated. So keep up the great trading, and do keep us up to date. Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much, Vic, and thank you for the opportunity. And I hope that it can help some, of your trading students. I
Yeah,
hope that you have more and more on your course, and those updates are fantastic. Keep them going.
we
They
sure
are
will.
wonderful.
Sure
Thank
will.
you.
Anyway,
Mhm.
thanks again, Edna. Really
It's
appreciate it.
That's an absolute pleasure, Vic, and have a good day on that side.
We sure
I'm
will.
going to have supper now.
Yeah, it's your dinner time there now, right? So
That's right.
really good.
Yes.
Well, listen, thank you again, Edna. Thank you to everybody who's listening to this interview. I hope that you found it helpful. And as always, just please let us know if you have any questions that we can help you with, and we'd be very happy to do that and get back to you. Alrighty. Thanks again. Good trading to everybody. Take care.